Hello there, fellow Dazzlers and new players alike. Razzle Joestar here, bringing you more. Yes, you see that in the bottom left corner. Story and game by Klace. We got another one. After our trip through Major Minor, which, the long story short of it is, I thought the game was going to suck at first, but it turned out not to be the dumpster fire that people said it is. He's got a new game coming out called Winds of Change. I've heard good things about this. It's not out yet, this is just a demo, but I've heard good things from Nico, who played it and said it was pretty good. I mean, listen to this theme music. I like it. It's pretty nice. We got story and game by Klace, art by Fivaris and Chase and Milo, and music by Fox Amore. Glad to see you back here, buddy. Loved your music in Major Minor, even though you really only did 2 tracks. But still. So, if you don't know what this kind of game is, it's going to be a visual novel type game, although there's supposedly going to be more to it than what was going on in the first game, Major Minor. So let's stop yammering and get going. Hit that there new game button, and here we go. Part 1, A Desperate Escape. Becca's now on Kickstarter, even though the Kickstarter is over, isn't it? I gotta do new voices too now. In the world of Alestia, where the spirits reign supreme. The rebellion is in shambles. Star Wars with the uppercase. With the recent loss of their leader, they are struggling. But this defeat was not without a victory of its own. For in his final moments, he secured an artifact of great importance. This blade was paramount to the Triumvirate's leadership of Alessia, and without it, the tyrannical grip on the people would surely falter. Having no choice, they give their Grand Inquisitor one simple order: destroy the rebellion and retrieve the lost blade of the Triumvirate. But Damek, the new leader of the rebels, has set other plans in motion. Hiding a blade in Velanorth, he is confident it will be protected. This sheltered hamlet is now custodian to the weapon that would liberate the world, and so it would be met with a gruesome fate by the Triumvirate and their Grand Inquisitor. I don't want to set the world on fire. Well, the Grand Inquisitor probably does, but... Oh, whoa. Gear swords seem like they're going to be a thing in this one. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what characters we got. Oh, here we go. Valessa sprinted through the burning remains of Velanorth. Her breathing was labored, and her heart was pounding. Everything she ever knew was crumbling into nothingness. For the first time in her brief life, the future scared her. But having Ulrich by her side granted a sense of comfort. They ran behind houses and moved strategically to remain unseen. His calm demeanor in the face of danger stayed her rising anxiety. Though they hadn't known each other for long, she owed him her life.
Valessa, you're breathing too heavily right now. I know the smoke is irritating, but please do your best. If the fire doesn't get you, breathing those fumes will.
We got voices. I mean, they're probably only going to be voices for the important scenes, but still, we have voices, and we have screen panning. That's pretty good. That's pretty legit. He spoke with a soft whisper, and she knew he was right. The tone of his voice contradicted his stern and imposing stature. But that was the case with Ulrich. He had both heart and strength. Hopefully, it would be enough to see them out of here alive.
Thanks, Ulrich.
Got voices for it, yeah.
This is just a lot to take in right now. I can't believe the Triumvirate would do this.
Well, it wasn't exactly the Triumvirate. It was the Grand Inquisitor, their right-hand man. Trust me when I say we don't want him to catch us.
And we got changing expressions. Valessa shrugged, unsure if that was meant to be comforting. Ulrich spotted a hint of tears in her eyes and realized his mistake. Unfortunately, before he could remedy this, they were found.
Hey, you! Stop right there! By authority of the Grand Inquisitor!
Before they could finish it speaking, Ulrich was upon them. A swift blow to the throat sent them stumbling and grasping for air. It was for the best, since noise would expose them further. A gruesome sight to see, yet one of an unsettling comfort.
Valessa, get behind me! Now!
Doing as instructed, Valessa hid behind a larger man. Using him for shelter, she watched as he dispatched the guard. It wasn't very long before they caught their breath and attacked. But a swift blow to their chest nearly shattered their armor. Valessa was taken aback by Ulrich's excessive display of strength. In that moment, her hope to escape was entirely renewed, and the guards' hope to succeed completely dismantled. They stumbled back, bracing themselves against the wall of a home. In their daze, they failed to realize the house began to crumble. Ulrich attacked them with a running start, adding force to his punch. The wall of the house shattered, shooting the guard into flaming rubble. Valessa could hear the guard struggling for his life. Not only was he crushed, but he was burning as well. And burning in hell! Soon, a mix of screams was added to the cacophony. Ulrich showed no emotion as the guard suffered.
How fitting that he should meet the same fate. Let's move, Valessa. No need to stand around.
After a moment, Valessa stepped away from Ulrich's back. A part of her felt sorry for the guard, yet another part liked this. She thought that those who had harmed Valinor should suffer. Of course, she didn't think it could be done by her hand. Another moment passed, and a spark flared up in her mind. They couldn't leave Valinor not without saving the Elder. Gotta save that Elder. There's too much culture, too much knowledge to save.
Ulrich, what about Milas? We can't leave the Elder to die.
Sorry, Valessa. I don't think we can do that. That's probably where most of their forces are. One member of their honor guard was fine, but...
Honor guard? Don't make me laugh. After this, there's no honor left to protect.
Okay. Your logic doesn't really make much sense there, but fine. Valessa stormed off in the direction of the Elder's home. It seemed that right now, Milas' life was more important to her. Ulrich took great exception to this fact and fumed with anger.
Valessa, don't be so reckless! You don't know what they're capable of!
It's true? Really? He chased after her as soon as he was able. She got a head start, but catching up wasn't an issue. What remained to be seen was how far she got first. For every step she took, made her death more likely. And is that it? Part 2, Exploring the World. Yep, that was it. Nice backgrounds. Valessa gasped, gripping her bedsheets tightly. Shocked awake from a terrible nightmare, she panted. The layer of sweat on her body cooled like a sheet of ice. This had become a nightly occurrence for the young girl. She brought herself to a sitting position and sighed. Her feet dangled off the bed and slowly touched the floor. Closing her eyes, she replayed the events of this dream. Valinor in flames and a mysterious man named Ulrich? But it seemed like they knew each other. How could she be so close to a man she'd never met? If this was a vision from the spirits, when was it? She'd need a lot of time to brace for something like that. She stood up and took a quick look around the room. It was a mess lately, as these dreams had taken their toll. There had to be some purpose, if they happened every night. At least, that's what she told herself in order to ease the pain. I'm supposed to meet Pro at the Peregrino today. Yeah, like I thought it would just be important, so it's basically like Kingdom Hearts, I guess. I don't know. Well, Kingdom Hearts when I played the first two. I don't know if the other games had fully voiced scenes, but anyways. I need to look around my room for a bit first. He wanted to borrow a book of mine. It's here somewhere. Use your mouse to click on objects in the room. Click the right edge of the screen when you want to leave. Even my cooking area is in gargantuan mess. I've just been eating from the gardens with Forteo? I need to get around the cleaning this one day soon. Okay, so I'm supposed to fill these with grain for Milos, but with everything happening, I've been thrown off. I'm sure he'll understand. He's not really a bad guy. Okay, so wherever we have the little talking thing is where you can click. Hey, it's my journal. It's been a while since I put anything in there. There's still a few entries from last week, though. Valessa's diary. It's happened again. The dream of Valinor on fire. It's happened so much that I no longer feel sad at the sight. Is it wrong to feel nothing when when you watch your world fall apart? If it happened for real, would I feel nothing even then? It makes me wonder. There I go, being dramatic to myself again. I've noticed that every time it happens, the dream progresses more. It used to end almost instantly, but it's no longer the case. I move around town with this Ulrich, and he dispatches a guard. For some reason, I want to say Milas, and I run off without pause. There's one thing that disturbs me about these dreams. I said it's the Triumvirate that planned the attack, but they're supposed to be guardians of Alessa, and I just can't stop thinking. What happens to a world when its guardians no longer want to protect it? Not only the right when it's always the same entry. Nothing new has happened in that dream for a while. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I definitely wish I could go back to bed. Unfortunately, I have obligations and stuff. They said growing up was going to be a fun thing. Yeah, right. The ceremonial sword has been here forever. I used to be scared it would fall on me when I slept. Actually, it did. That's how I learned it was ceremonial. Okay. There's so much stuff underneath my bed, it's crazy. I really need to get under there and clean it up. Wait a minute, could this be the book Pro on it? Concerning spirits in Valnorth. Valnorth is unique for several key reasons. It's important to note that part of Alessa has the highest concentration of spiritual energy. It's so dense that it can even influence the minds of those who live there. Over time, they've learned to harness this power to their advantage. Every few years, a herald is born who has the ability to wield this energy in a unique fashion. They're able to induce visions of the future, and use these visions to protect the entirety of Valnorth. They're known to the world of Alessia as seers. They seem to be more in tune with the spirits. Like they were chosen to be this way. But when a master of the spirits is involved, we have to wonder if the child who has mastered the spirits or the other way around. A concerning thought, to say the least. Is it possible that the realm of spirits is host to machinations of its own? No way, I can't believe it. I guess good things can come from disasters. I'll make sure to give this to him when I see him. Alright, what else do we got here? Planty, I have no idea Planty. I have no idea how you're still alive. I haven't wanted you in months and I'm sorry. Well, get on that. Hey, I remember reading this book. Unfortunately, it's not the one Pro is after, but I remember really liking it when I was young. Emotional implications of communal gardens. While many hamlets in Alessia flourish via communal gardens, one fact remains ever clear. These gardens create a happier atmosphere for everybody. It is unknown when this correlation was first made, but studies continue to support this fact. One hypothesis is that plant life is a natural container for spiritual power. Therefore, the larger the garden, the larger the pool of spiritual energy is available to tap into. This positive impact of such energy on emotional health has been evident for thousands of years. A relationship between these two matters must exist in some shape or form. While many embrace this as truth, there are many who actively oppose the idea of spiritual energy influencing the mood and thought. If the spiritual energy were to make us aggressive or lose interest in life, many more would have a problem, one scholar says in a paper that spread through Alessia. Just because the effects are positive, we must embrace it without question. Whether negative or positive, these spirits can still change our thoughts and even our actions. This concept is simply concerning to many people in the world, and that is why we choose to live away from the spirit fonts. Many wonder what the Triumvirate believes, but they only give us silence. It's kind of cool to think that spirits help that way. I know there's some people that are even scared of them. What's to be scared about if they make us happy? And that's to learn the connection between plants and spirits. Oh, okay, so you can read things and it'll give them knowledge. That's pretty cool. Alright, well I think that's everything in here, so let's get it moving. I'm already liking this. Much more better than just click and watch text scroll by until the end of the game. Peregrino isn't too far away. I hope I don't keep Pro waiting for long. Click the location you'd like to go. Not all the locations are available in the demo. This is where you come to be alone and concentrate. Valnorth Forest. Ideal solitude. There's no need to go here right now. Okay. What about the outlook? I don't think I'm ready to leave Valnorth. There's no need to go here right now. And this was the village we were just at. There's no need to go back here right now. Okay, so I guess we can only go here. It's customary to drink here before you leave Valnorth. Peregrino, the Tavern of Pilgrims. Would you like to go? Well, we've got nowhere else we can go, so... Part 3, Time Among Friends. Gone through all these parts. I mean, it is a demo, so... Alessa cautiously entered the main halls of Peregrino. This wasn't a place she'd like to be for several reasons. Crowds just weren't her thing, and she had no desire to drink. Pro was a regular here, which didn't fit his personality at all. He was a man of more refined taste, to say the least. Something told Valessa that this ale didn't cut it for him. Slowly sneaking past some larger man, she sought out her friend. Sure enough, he was at the usual table playing cards. As soon as she called out his name, he rose to his feet. He seemed to be caught off guard, like he wasn't expecting her, or perhaps not expecting her this early. Oh, hey Valessa, I didn't see you here. If I knew you were coming, I would have prepared. I wouldn't worry about it, Pro. I'm a lot earlier than I thought I'd be. You know, you don't have to stand up like that. Trust me, a lady should never enter a room to find a man still in their seat. Then again, it seems the patrons at the table think their drink is more important. Dialogue choices affect the way Valessa and her friends act. Alliances and potential comrades will be determined through speech. There are certain things my present. I also like that there's multiple choices instead of just two. Don't be so formal. Of course I do. How else will I set myself apart? Without my manners, I'm just another one of... He cuts himself off and looks around the room. Valessa notices a bunch of men talking amongst themselves. It seems Pro was about to insult the rest of the patrons. Though it would be good if he didn't, as they were massive in size. Actually, never mind. Did you bring the book I wanted? We should probably change topic now. Interacting with the environment unlocks additional dialogue. They can have major and minor impacts on the story. Of course. What do you take me for? Yep, first thing this morning. Nothing was going to stop me. Wow. Was that attitude in the first 5 times? Where was that attitude the first 5 times? Joking aside, I'm really glad you found this. I am too, trust me. It's starting to get embarrassing. I mean, my room can only hold so much stuff. I don't know about that one, actually. It's an endless abyss underneath that bed of yours. A wild guess, but I bet that's where the book was hiding. Hey, it's not an abyss. My house is just on a slant or something. If anything's at fault, it's gravity. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Gravity forgot to look under the bed for a month. Perhaps next time, I'll be a little less timid. He places his hands of cards on the table facing up. His opponent lets out an angered sigh and storms away. Now that the seat is vacant, Valessa takes it quickly. With a loud yawn, she makes herself comfortable. He seemed pretty angry. Do you win these games often? Yeah, but it's easier when you're smart. Counting cards, sleight of hand and stuff. If I wanted to, I could win this whole bar. That's pretty cheating. What happened? Oh, my controller. I forgot these games were controller sensitive. Look, actually said something about cheating, though, which matches what I said. Sorry about that. Valessa, you use such horrible words. It's simply giving myself the advantage. Whereas no ruse, why should a card game? It makes no sense, it doesn't. It makes total sense. Bending the rules have taken me so far in life. You'll learn what I mean. Things aren't so simple. You should play around with me sometime. I'll show you what it's like to play the odds. You might even walk away with something special. After what you just told me, no way. That would be like you betting on the future with me. There's no point in making money you know you'll lose. Fun isn't fun without a little risk. I've beaten impossible odds more than once. But that's a topic for another time. I did ask you here for a reason, other than the book, I mean. I thought as much. Otherwise you've asked me to leave. More card games to attend to and stuff. Come on, I enjoy your company more than that. I just noticed you've been acting differently. It's not like you to be forgetful. And on top of that, your house is a mess. Are your duties as Valnor Seer stressing you? Fordomain isn't giving you a hard time, is he? Last I heard, he's far from your average scribe. Let's forget about the book for now. You seem down. Valessa retained knowledge from books you've read. Alright. You're right, I've been a little down. I was thinking of moving closer to the communal garden. I could use a little pick-me-up from the spirits, you know. Well, what exactly is bothering you? Was I right to assume it was your duty as seer? I've heard the burden of visions can be immense. Yeah, and it's starting to take its toll. I'm having a vision that's particularly disturbing. It won't go away, and it follows me whenever I sleep. Then I'm glad I called you here. That's what friends are for, Valessa. I want to hear it all, from start to finish. Oh, here we go. It is recommended to replay the demo after the finale. Try different combinations of exploration and dialogue options. The conversation between Valessa and Pro will differ each time. Hey. I wasn't done reading that narration. You need to slow your roll there, player. A meeting with fate. By the time Ulrich made it to Valessa, it was too late. The honor guard had surrounded her, and it would soon be over. He cursed himself for not being able to catch her earlier, and so it was with a heavy regret he watched the events unfold.
You can't just do this to us! Valenorth is a nonpartisan village. We've done nothing to deserve this.
She poured her heart out to the honor guards and got nothing. They stood there motionless, as if nothing was inside. But the silence just provoked Valessa to speak even louder. Ulrich looked on in confusion, uncertain why they weren't attacking. They stood at the ready in an intricate formation, almost like they were puppets with strings, still strings. No matter how loud she shouted, they did nothing. For some reason, this frightened Ulrich to the core.
You must tell me why you did this. If you don't, I'll force it out of you!
Probably shouldn't really attack them, woman. She leaned towards her honor guard, holding out her daggers. Ulrich leapt forward to stop her, but was once again too late.
No, Valessa, don't do this! You'll start a fight we can't win!
Her dagger pierced the armor, and that's when it happened. As if nothing was inside, the armor simply crumbled and fell. Pieces scattered across the ground, not but an empty husk. The rest of the honor guards stood there, giving off no reaction.
Wait! What? Ulrich, explain this!
Ulrich didn't respond and slowly stepped away from Valessa. It's like he needed to say something but couldn't. Perhaps the sight reminded him of some shocking events. As if out of reflex, he drew his sword and shouted. Valessa, we need to run now. There's nothing we can do, not against... I don't know,
What's
I didn't have
the
any
matter,
voice, but...
Ulrich? No time to make for an old friend.
Oh dear, we have some hammy voice acting. That can only belong to a villain. Their attention was immediately diverted to the mayor's house. On the roof stood a man darker than the pure black of night. A golden white blade affixed to his back glistened with the flames. Jumping down, he leered at Valessa and towered over his lackeys.
I thought you'd want to catch up, Ulrich. But I see that running away remains your forte. And now you're sheltering this one as well.
Okay, whoever did the voice for this guy, I like you. I like the way you're doing his voice. I like him already. What can I say?
No matter. I have no further use of you. Consider your demise a tribute to my masters. It is payment more than your life is worth.
Also, that low cut... What is up with this game and these people and these low cut... Like, can you see this through the text box? Like, look at that. Look at how low that belt is hanging. Any lower and you'd see things. He drew the blade with a flourish and held it towards Ulrich. It happened so fast that Valessa could barely comprehend it. Mere moments later, Ulrich was skewered on the blade of his friend, and even faster than that, he vanished in a flash of white light.
How amusing. He didn't even put up a fight. He knew what was coming and embraced it, Valessa. A trait that you as well should learn to inherit.
Yeah, I like his voice. This is my favorite voiced character so far.
Who are you? What did you do to Ulrich?
Well, you see, there's this game called Major Minor, and I don't want to spoil anything, so... Just know that this isn't the first time these kind of swords have appeared in Klace Husky's games. Valessa noticed the lack of blood while Ulrich stood. He couldn't be dead, there had to be something more. She trembled as she looked at the intricate blade. The gear on the base came to a halt. Had it been moving?
You can call me Sylvie, little girl. Grand Inquisitor of the Triumvirate. And the man who gave Ulrich's life greater purpose.
Greater purpose. He gripped his sword and held it straight up in the air. The flash of light that took Ulrich happened once more. Valessa stumbled back, almost blinded by the intensity. Ulrich couldn't be dead. She had to know what happened. When the light subsided, she noticed some movement. Not from Sylvie, but from the so-called honor guard. Rigid at first, though they became more natural over time. Soon they were looking around, moving as they should.
Amazing what the power of one spirit can accomplish. Especially when it comes from a man of strong will. Though Ulrich could never be as special as you, girl.
Girl. Oh man. I like the way he pronounces things. Valessa turned to run away, but was blocked by Sophie's forces. They were far more than before, standing in every direction. Did he truly use this blade in Ulrich's life to energize them? An armor strengthened by death would be impossible to overcome.
Please, leave peacefully and I'll forget this. This is my home, my family. It's everything. I don't want to fight you, Sylvie.
You really wouldn't win this fight, like, unless you got some OP skills you're hiding.
Trust me, Valessa. It wouldn't be much of a fight. You're the one that provoked me when you attacked my men. And you even said that Valnorth was a non-partisan village.
Wait, did his eyes change? Look, they look a little bit more redder, and then here they were silver. You creeping me out, bad guy.
If that is true, then may I ask you one question? Why was your elder sheltering the stolen blade? The very same blade that the rebellion seized from us. Oh, Valessa, there's more to Valnorth than you know. It's a shame you won't live long enough to learn. Just know that your spirit will do great things. I pray that gives your death some solace.
And our main character is dead, ladies and gentlemen, probably. He started closing in on Valessa, and she shook as she took some steps away. After a few moments, she bumped into one of his men. They gripped her by the shoulders, holding her firmly in place. She struggled and squirmed, but was unable to break free. Ulrich's spirit was inside all of these suits of armor? Why would they take part in Sovi's scheme and do this to her? They must have been under Sovi's thrall, perhaps with the blades. There should be an apostrophe S there. Why was Milos keeping such a thing in his house? These questions were pointless. She might never know, for questions and painful visions were commonplace as a seer. She was supposed to protect Valnorth, but from this, a part of her deep inside knew that would be impossible. Sovi was right in front of her now, breathing down upon her. He showed no hesitation, no emotion as he thrust the blade into her abdomen. She let out a scream of agony, and everything started to fade away. If this was the future of Valnorth, when it came, she would be ready. And we zoom in on his broad shoulders. Is that it? That was it! Aw, I was just getting into that. Thank you for playing. Winds of Change will launch in 2018 and deliver an epic story of choice and consequence. Become a key member of the Rebellion and fight for the liberation of Lestia. Form treaties, manage your army, spread your influence, and strategize at your war table. Every move you make matters. With an in-depth world to explore and lots of optional side content, Alestia will be a land full of life. And with high-quality art and a fully orchestral soundtrack, every moment will be vividly realized. The world is in your hands. The army you form, the outcome of the war will differ for almost every player. Choose wisely and enjoy your story. Please help us out on Kickstarter. Every pledge counts. Well, Mr. Klace Husky, that sounds very ambitious of you. And if you can use what you learned from Major Minor to apply to this game, hey, he's got a gear sword too. Look at that. He has a gear sword. What's going on? But I was going to say, hey, if you can take the lessons you learned from Major Minor and put them towards this game, it sounds like it'd be one heck of a visual novel to play at least. So, I guess that's it. That was Winds of Change. It was very interesting to play. Okay, I'm gonna be doing that voice like somebody's gonna be watching a video of mine and I'm just gonna be like, I just totally wrecked that village and it was great. Amazing. I really like Sophie's voice. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't really see any of the rush to go through the demo again and try different things out, because that would just take a while. Maybe if I'll play through it and I see something funny, I'll record it and show it or something like that. But that's it. I think that was pretty cool. I like the different expressions. Thank you. The screen, I like how the screen kind of pans in and zooms out and does all that nice little attempt to be cinematic. The soundtrack is amazing. I love the soundtrack. It's great, and it's probably not going to be all stock RPG Maker music, even though I did like the songs used in Major Minor. And it was interesting. We got hooked right into the story right away. I mean, yeah, it started off with a dream sequence, but I think that's more of a vision rather than an actual dream sequence. So I guess we'll just have to wait a year when the game comes out to figure these all things out. I can't talk right now, so I'm just going to cut it off here. So, my name is Razzle Joestar. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you see, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe for more visual novel madness. I am Razzle Joestar, and I will see you all in the next chapter. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.